One peaceful afternoon, a raven sat alone on a high branch. Looking sad and lonely, it sighed deeply, feeling that life was unfair and full of sorrow. Why is my life so miserable? No one loves me. It would be better to die than to live like this. The raven thought to itself. Beneath the tree, a monk was meditating. He heard the raven's sigh and looked up with a kind smile. "Little friend, why are you so sad?" asked the monk. The raven, filled with grief, replied, "I hate my life. No one loves me. Everyone chases me away." The monk listened with compassion and said, "Do you wish to change your fate? If you want, I can help you become any bird you desire." Hearing this, the raven's heart filled with hope. It immediately thought of the swan, a graceful bird admired by everyone for its pure white feathers. The monk nodded but suggested that the raven first visit the swan to ask if it was truly happy. The raven flew to a clear, tranquil lake where the swan was gliding effortlessly across the water. "Oh, swan, you are so beautiful. You must be the happiest bird in the world," said the raven. The swan, hearing this, sighed and replied, "Not at all, little friend. I am not happy. My white color is so plain and unremarkable. I believe the parrot, with its vibrant colors, must be the happiest bird." Taking the swan's words to heart, the raven flew off in search of the parrot. In a lush tropical forest, it found a parrot perched on a tree branch, singing melodiously. Excitedly, the raven said, "Oh, parrot, you are so colorful and radiant. Surely, you are the happiest bird in the world." But the parrot shook its head, its eyes filled with worry. "No, little friend, I am not happy. People love my colors, but they also trap me in cages because of them. I am always afraid of losing my freedom. I think the peacock, with its dazzling beauty, must be the happiest bird." With newfound hope, the raven flew to a zoo where a peacock was proudly displaying its magnificent feathers to an admiring crowd. After the visitors left, the raven approached the peacock hesitantly and said, "Oh, peacock, you are so stunning. Surely, you must be the happiest bird in the world." The peacock let out a deep sigh and said, "Not at all, little friend. Because of my beauty, I am trapped in this zoo. People pluck my feathers to make decorations. It is painful. I think you, a free bird, must be the happiest of all because no one cages you, and you can soar wherever you please." Hearing the peacock's words, the raven felt a sudden realization. It understood that no matter what bird it became, every creature had its own burdens. No one was completely happy with their life. The raven returned to the monk, tears streaming down its face. "Dear monk," it said, "I now understand that every bird has its own struggles. I feel grateful to be myself. I no longer wish to be anyone else." The monk smiled warmly, his eyes full of kindness. "Happiness," he said, "is not about having what you want. It is about appreciating what you already have." The raven's story is a powerful reminder of the root causes of dissatisfaction in life. The habit of comparing ourselves to others often leads to unhappiness. Like the raven, we sometimes fail to see the value in what we already have and instead focus on what we lack. But if we take a step back, we will realize that each of us has something precious that others might envy. The raven's freedom, which it took for granted, was something the swan, parrot, and peacock all longed for. In modern life, The pressures of society and the comparisons we make on social media can make us forget the true blessings we already possess, such as family, health, and simple, peaceful moments. Buddhism teaches that happiness does not come from external things but from the way we perceive and appreciate life. The roots of suffering are craving, desiring things that do not belong to us, and ignorance, failing to recognize our true worth. When we learn to live mindfully, cherish the present moment, and stop comparing, we will see that happiness is always within our reach. Another story that conveys a similar lesson is about a musician and his old wooden guitar. The musician was very talented, and his old guitar had accompanied him through many performances. One day, he saw a friend's shiny, brand new guitar and began to envy it. He decided to sell his old guitar to buy a new one. At first, he felt excited. But when he played the new guitar, he realized it lacked the warm, familiar sound of his old one. Regret filled his heart, but the old guitar was now in someone else's hands. In the end, he understood that value does not lie in outward appearances or novelty but in the memories and emotions tied to what we already have. This story reminds us that what we truly need is not something new but the ability to appreciate what has always been with us. Similarly, the story of the water bowl and the moon also offers profound insight. A monk explained how people would see the reflection of the moon in a bowl of water and think that the moon was trapped there. But in truth, the moon remained free in the vast sky. Happiness, like the moon, is always around us, we just need to recognize it. Ultimately, the raven's story leaves us with a profound lesson. Happiness is not about becoming someone else but about accepting ourselves and valuing what we have. If we constantly compare ourselves to others, we will only create more sorrow. Instead, let us live mindfully. Be grateful for the simple things, and find joy in the present moment. As the raven discovered, happiness is not a destination but a way of journeying through life.